Hey, hey, everybody.
My headset. I hope you guys have had a great day. As you guys know, I'm always running late on Tuesdays. Tuesdays is a busy day for me. Um, and I also had to stop by a few places on the way home. What is going on with this damn thing? Might be dead. Hey, hey, everybody. So, thank you guys so much for joining me on True Crime Tuesday with your host, me, Feminine and Fierce. Trying to fix my microphone. I'm trying to make sure it's not working. If you're over on Facebook, make your way over. All you have to do is scroll, get out of the live that you're in, scroll to the top of the page. You will see oh, there's still music. You will see a link. Just scroll to the top of the page, click that link. You can come on over and join us.
Let's see. Are we going to work? Yay, it's working now. Okay. You can join us over here on YouTube if you're on Kick. Hey. Yes, I was a little late. That's okay though, but I'm here and we got true crime to do because we missed way too much true crime with me being sick and working, having to work last Tuesday. We've missed too many episodes of which we did have one last Thursday, but um just not enough true crime for me. So I should play my yeah, but this is true crime, so I don't want to play malarkey. Um Now on the malarkey lives, I play the song in the background. But I need to get one for true crime. So I'll have to make one. I have to make one. Yes, prayers for Jamaica. I saw some people on from Jamaica that were on live and they were like my son's like they're not even taking it serious. And I was like, yeah, think about whenever um we get them, whenever we get hurricanes, we do the same thing here. Oh man. Trying to find this video for you guys. But yeah, he was talking and he was like, "Yeah, they're not even taking it seriously." He's like, "There's like all these videos of people, doing stuff." And I'm like, "Dang." I'm like, I said, "Yeah, but you got to realize like people just don't take it seriously. And also they're on a island. So, I think I'm just Jamaican island. Watch me say some crazy shit. Uh, but yeah, I was like, they're surrounded by water. They're not going to um take it maybe as serious as we would take it. Or maybe not even us, but people that like in the Midwest who aren't around there. Um, but yeah, you guys know how we always start out true crime. It gives Facebook a little bit of time here, hopefully to come over because they do get to stick around for this. We always play a couple games of the smoking gun time waster game. If you ever want to look at this yourself, all you have to do is go to the Smoking Gun website, click Time Waster, and you will find it right there. My best friend's cousins are stuck in the hotels in Jamaica. Oh my goodness, they're scared, and we are not used to hurricanes. We're from St. Louis. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Yeah, they're used to it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to say. They're used to it. They're not going to take it like as seriously as like this comment. We are from St. Louis, so we don't know anything about that stuff. Yeah, and it's seems to be the hurricane is seems to be I don't let's see what level it is. Usually we only worry about like if it's going to hit right on. Um let's see. Storm alert. Category 4. So it's a category 4. It says it's Jamaica's strongest ever storm. Weakens to a category 4. It says it's been branded the storm of the century as it ravishes Jamaica. It's now moving toward Cuba. But it looks like once it hits Jamaica, it looks like it's going to um go back into the ocean and almost head towards like Europe. Um, if you were thinking about like on the map, like it's not coming towards the coast, like the East Coast. So that's a good thing. So prayers for everybody that's in the path of the hurricane, prayers for Jamaica and Cuba. 20 minutes ago, they called it a category 3. So maybe it has downgraded even more because it looks like the BBC 21 minutes ago says um, that it's a category 3. It says the storm has weakened to a category 3 with wind speeds of 125 miles an hour, which wind speeds of 125 miles an hour is not doesn't sound weak, right? Um, Yes, they're still pleading not guilty after her husband pled guilty to yeah, I saw that, Teresa. I did. Um, that's so bad. It's awful. It says up to 30 inches of rain is expected in some parts of Jamaica, with areas experiencing flash flooding. A Jamaican man told BBC News the winds are so strong you would not be able to stand up, while a woman says, water is coming through my roof. I am not okay. Uh. Kingston streets flooded as hurricane hits Jamaica. Oh, wow, they have moment of landfall. Let's see here. I haven't seen this. Let's see if I can find it. What the hell? I done X'd out of the damn smoking gun. All right, let's see. Oh my God. The more stories I hear, I'm telling you, I'm going to change my tab. Because every time I go to like an open tab, it gives me another heartbreaking story. It's like, what the hell is going on with people? What is going on? Let's see if I can find a video. Oh, no. I just clicked on this story. Oh, yeah, there is a video. Well, no, it's an article, but we'll look at it anyway. Um, let's see. Made landfall. If I can find it here. Show y'all this video. Hey, hey. All right, this is as it made landfall.
Where other property
Oh
insurers see
gosh.
only risk.
Of course. I have to mute it for the commercial, guys, but give me 1 second. Ooh, the International Space Station captures striking view of the hurricane. Look at that on the look at the satellite view of it. That's nuts. I always think it's so interesting to see like the satellite, how big they are from the satellites. How long is this freaking commercial? Jesus. Look at this. Look at the satellite. Oh, it's not doesn't have any sound? Oh, video has no sound. This is Kingston Harbor. Look at that. He's on a boat. The roof shredded. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Look at that. Mm. What is that? Drainage thing from your house? I don't know what they're called. Watch storm chasers fly inside.
You need to get the bite.
Oh my
From
goodness, these things. So if you're on Facebook, make sure you come on over. Hey, everybody that's coming in. Yeah, it's huge. We've had category 3 here and it's not. Yeah, we've had category 4 or 5. We've definitely had some, and we stayed around for them. But most of our stuff is the flooding afterwards. Look at this. There's no sound on the video. Look at that. They're flying into it. And contrary to what people believe, like when you're skydiving and stuff, a cloud is not soft. Look at that. They're in the inside of it. That's the you see the circular? They're actually in the middle of the hurricane. Oh, I'd love to do that. But contrary to what most people believe, you think, "Oh, a cloud is so fluffy and soft." When you're diving through, like when you're skydiving, when you hit, that's why they don't like obviously, they try to get you to where you're not skydiving around clouds because when you hit a cloud, that shit hurts. Like it is very hard. Clouds are very hard. That's wild, right? I always thought for sure that they were not, that they would be all soft. You just think about it. Um, Goodness. All right, let me pull this game up. Now we got to do better this time than we did last week because on Thursday we got 0 for 0. Like we never get that bad. So hopefully we can do a little bit better. I haven't even had time. I want to find to see if I can find another game that's similar to this. I just haven't had time to do it. Um, but I will. I'm so happy I live in the desert. We do have gorgeous mountains. Yeah, I love the mountains too. That's inside of the peak going 125 miles an hour. Oh, meteorologists came and talked about how there's a bunch of AI they couldn't do it because of the wind. Oh, so you think that's AI? I don't know. I mean, BBC usually is a good like a good source, I would think. I mean, obviously it's the BBC, but that's where that came from. So that wasn't just like off some random TikTok or anything. That was actually a credible source in my opinion. Did you hear about the tuck of monkeys with herpes, COVID, and hepatitis in Mississippi that crashed and they got loose? Not lying, it's a true story. Oh my goodness, we'll have to look that up. That's crazy. Not a bunch of monkeys with herpes jumping out. That's wild. All right, here's what we do. We have to match the criminal with what we think they did. So on the top, we have the criminals 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it looks like they started to do one because they usually have them have something in common. So it looks like they were originally maybe going to have them look like they're naked, but 3 and 5 don't look that way. So they screwed that up a little bit. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And what they're accused of could be unlawful use of a weapon, solicitation of prostitution, child neglect, aggravated assault on a Leo, and non consensual decimation of private images. So I would think the 304 is the one that solicited the 304 is probably number one because he doesn't have a shirt on. But you guys know how it goes. You guys throw out the answers and I'll put them in there. You're never good at it. Shit. We don't seem to be good at it ourselves. I do have to grab something real quick. Um, so I cannot put the answers in yet, but I am looking. I just got to grab something from upstairs. So you guys just guess, and when I come back, I will fill them in. Hopefully, you can still hear me when I'm away from the computer. I think you should be able to. I just got to grab something that I forgot. All right. Headed back to the computer. Let's see here. I don't know why it won't let me just click in on my page. There we go. All right. So what do we think? Number 5 is non-consensual. Okay. Number 5 is turn the thing down. All right, number 5. Number 5. Okay, 4 is 304. Oh, you think she's the one who solicited? Now they're not saying who's the 304. They're saying who solicited the 304. Let me see what we got. Boat devices. Ooh. Love is Blind. Which Love is Blind are you watching? Oh my goodness, that's right. Wait. No, the next episode for me doesn't come out till tomorrow for Love is Blind. All right, let me see. 5 is non-consensual. Okay. 1 is aggravated. You think 1's aggravated assault? I feel like 1 is the one that solicited the 304. Number 4 is a weapon. Okay. Who solicited? The old man? Who solicited, y'all? Man, there's a bunch that say number 1 is child neglect. Second is the third one. Okay, so third. Okay, so you think he's solicitation? All right, let's try it. We got 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. All right, so number 1, weapon. Number 2, child neglect. Number 3, that old man was just trying to get him a little bit. Number 4 was aggravated on a law enforcement officer. And you guys, several of you guys got number 5 right. You were right. He was the one that was going to send out those images. He looks like that type. Like, Oh, you don't like me? I'm going to send out your naked photos. You know? So he looks like that type. Look at us. 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. You don't see the screen. If you flip your phone sideways, or you can zoom in. You can zoom in. All right, let's do. I think I did the previous one. Yeah, we did this one already. So let's go to the page and find us another one that we haven't done yet. I think we've done this one. Yeah, we haven't done this one. Okay. Yeah, we did because that number, I remember now because her eyes. Number five's eyeballs, well, I'll never forget. Her damn pupils, honey, were so big she couldn't. Oh, we got a weapon. Did we do this one? Dang, why do we always got to do all the weapon ones? All right, let's go to some pages here. Let's go last page. All right, here we go. 1 through 5. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Number 2 and 3 have similar hairstyles. Have you noticed? Uh, all right, so we've got kidnapping, indecent exposure, drunk driving, loitering or prowling, and check fraud. Let me know. Yes, hit that thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it because we got stuff to get into. And if you're over on Facebook, make your way over because I'm about to say goodbye to you after this game and you want to come hang out with us. So all you have to do is go to the live that you're in, scroll up, hit the link, come on over, enter at your own risk. If you see someone or something you don't like, block them or tussle. Either way, it's up to you. You're the adult. I don't babysit. However, if you're distracting or I just want to, or whatever reason I come up with, and I mute you, that's your first try. That's like, hey, you're doing too much. You can come back. Also, no malarkey talk in here. And secondly, no spoilers. So if I pull up a video and you know what goes on, just sit on your hands. No spoilers. So there you go. Number 4 is kidnapping. Oh, he does look like he's doing something. Live chats on TV. Francis, if you watch it on your TV and use your phone to comment, 3 is a 304. Wait, which one's 304? Indecent, you mean indecent exposure? 2 is neglect. Are we seeing the wrong one here? 2 is neglect. I don't even see a neglect charge. 2 is, you think 2's kidnapping? Number 4 is, oh, okay, let's do 2 there. Drunk driving here. Okay. 1 is check fraud. Indecent exposure and loitering. Who do we think is loitering? Who do we think is, which one? She needs some new makeup, number 1 does. You think 4 is exposure? All right, let's switch them around like this. All right, here we go. 1 out of 5, y'all. All right, number 1, drunk driving. Number 2 is loitering. Number 3, check fraud. Number 4, indecent exposure. And number 5, kidnapping. We got the indecent exposure right because we flipped it. But I would have had number 3 right with loitering if we'd have kept it. So either way, we did better than we did last time. So yeah, she needs new makeup. She needs to not drink so much and go to Ulta and let them match you or something. Match yourself. Try it out. Do something, girl, because your face looks tan a little and your neck looks white. All right, so drunk driving, loitering, check fraud, indecent exposure, and kidnapping. Girl, who are you kidnapping? All right, so if you want to play that on your own, all you have to do is go to Time Waster and it'll be right there. All right, so we're going to get into a few videos here. And Facebook, I'm going to say goodbye to you. Yeah, we did good. We did better this time than we did last time. Bye, Facebook. Also, if you're here, please hit that thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. I do not get paid for that. It just helps out to let everybody see it. Also, after the live, if you have the option to hype the video, please do so. I'd greatly appreciate it. That's another thing, just like the thumbs up. It just helps for my video to get out, hopefully to be seen by other people. We have to grow the book club. We did better than last week, Lakita. We did better than last week. All right. So this first story is super sad. Um, Although they're all sad, I want to say trigger warning. It's true crime. They're always grandma doing check. Oh, grandma's the only one that's got checks. Uh, nobody else has checks anymore. But yeah, trigger warning. Always on true crime. There's always going to be cases. In my opinion, all the true crime cases are sad tragedies, especially when someone loses their life. So always a trigger warning. But this particular case was about an influencer. So let's take a look at this.
Amy Louise Leonard died after admitting to her mum she'd been taking nitrous oxide. The 20-year-old from Bolton was rushed to hospital after falling ill while out with friends. Doctors discovered a blood clot on her heart and lungs. She passed away last week, and her family say her death is being investigated by police. Her mum, Katrina Proctor, is now desperately trying to raise awareness of the dangers of laughing gas to help save other families from going through the same heartbreak. Follow for more. Amy Louise Leonard died after admitting.
Okay, so she actually she was an influencer. She did live videos and stuff. She came live and warned other people of laughing gas. And sadly, she passed away from the very thing that she was trying to warn people about. She was a makeup artist from Manchester, and she was using the laughing gas. Her final social media post warned others about the dangers of the party drug, stating, "You'll only end up like me." Leonard lost the ability to walk for 3 weeks due to the drug's effects, which included fatal blood clots in her heart and lungs. Her mother, Katrina, has since established a GoFundMe to help cover the unexpected cost of her daughter's funeral. Her death service serves as a stark reminder of the risk associated with nitrous oxide slash laughing gas and the importance of raising awareness about its dangers. I just can't believe, I mean, the last one, her last post, it's just awful. Let's see. Is that pinned? Okay, let me show you her last post, you guys, because again, I just don't get it. When I go to the dispensary, they sell nitrogen, it's laughing gas or whatever it's called. It's crazy how many people are doing that, right? It's like the new thing. It's like, remember when people did whippets, which I'm sure people still do it, but remember when like whippets was like the party drug and all this stuff? Kai, you can actually get laughing gas. Laughing gas is like what they give you. I would say most recognizable is what they give you at the dentist, right? Um, you can do laughing gas at the hospital, but most likely you'll see laughing gas in a dental setting. I keep me a checkbook and some stamps. You just never know. I love that. I don't have checks. I have to pay. I had to get a check one time for my kid's school. Like this has been a couple years ago, and I had to pay like $3 at my bank to get 3 checks. You couldn't even get 1, you had to get 3. I'm like, "What is this?" But let me show you her last post. Look at that. So that's when she was paralyzed, right? This is September 30th. So she did not even make it a month after this post. And this is what she had to say about it. She said, "I just want to talk about," they call them balloons, I guess. "I just want to talk about balloons and what they are doing to your body. They can starve your brain of oxygen, cause dizziness, blackouts, and accidents, lead to long term nerve damage with repeated use, and put serious strain on your heart and lungs. It's easy to think it's just a quick buzz, but the risks are very real and often underestimated. I am now hospitalized as I've not been able to walk for 3 weeks by doing these. All my calves are mashed up. My back has a nervous system that's failing. And with this, it's made me so depressed. I've not been able to move absolutely anywhere. And I'm in the hospital now getting the help I need to put your balloons down because you'll only end up like me." Oh, isn't that awful? September 30th at 12:14 a.m. That was her last post. It looks, well, yeah, because she pinned this one from July 15th, it's pinned. So that was her very last post ever. That is so incredibly it's just heartbreaking, I feel. I mean, like I said, I feel like anytime somebody loses their life, it's heartbreaking, but for her to get on there and do this, it looks like she, passed away on October the 10th. So, what? Not even 2 weeks after this post, she passed away. And she had been out with friends, so I'm assuming that she was able to walk again. Um, My mama keeps that checkbook on deck. I can't remember what my son told me they call it. Yeah, she's calling it balloons. But yeah, so she's from I always want Manchester is on my bucket list for sure. But for her to make this post and for people to be able to see her own words and for her to end it like because you'll only end up like me, that is I feel like a very strong message. And if anything, you know, hopefully her she will not die in vain as far as her message will go, help the right people and maybe it will deter people from trying it, from doing it. I mean, she tells you herself, look what I went through. And she's talking about how she couldn't walk for 3 weeks and her calves were all mashed up. It's because she was full of blood clots. And that's what it did. So, just a story I hadn't heard, we don't hear at least I don't hear much about this kind of stuff. Um Somebody said, "Oh my god, this is heartbreaking. She looked absolutely fine on these videos," which was only done 4 days ago and now not to be here. Oh, they say 4 days ago. So on this, it says she died 4 days after. Maybe it just took them a while to report it. It says it's devastating. She was in the hospital and then obviously took a turn for the worse. But see, that's not, I don't know how accurate that is because that's not what they're reporting. The way they report it is she was out with friends and this happened. So either way, she definitely passed away very shortly after she did that. No, it's not helium. No, no. It's like what? It's like it's laughing gas. So it's like, what they do, when you go to the dentist and they don't want to put you to sleep, but they give you the gas and it makes you kind of loopy and you don't really remember. It's that kind of thing. But it's not helium. It's way more dangerous than helium. Um, Leave the parents alone. My mom refuses to go to paperless billing. I'm starting to rethink paperless billing, to be honest. I'm going to start making them do mine. I don't think so. I don't think she had any children. She was only 20 years old. Doesn't mean you can't have kids at 20, but yeah, I don't think she had children. It just says that she was 20, a makeup artist from Manchester, um, and that's basically all it says. Man, it's just awful. But apparently over there, over in the UK it's way more like it happens apparently way more than yeah, it makes you giggly. So did she pass in the hospital or well, that's I'm going to look because um the story that I got that was just a comment saying that she passed in the hospital. But the story that I read said she was out with friends or something. So laughing gas. I'm wondering if that um it says she passed away on October 2nd after developing fatal blood clots. So I guess she may have been in the hospital because that post was on September 30th and it says she passed away October 2nd. Um, so that would make more sense that she was in the hospital because, but some of these posts just get it wrong. That's awful. Maybe they got it mixed up because she was out with friends doing the drug or whatever. Uh. Yeah, days before she died, she issued that warning. Put your balloons down because you'll only end up like me. Oh, man. So, yeah, I guess she was in the hospital. They are charging $4 to $5 to mail you a bill. I know, right? Oh, that's awful. She was so young. She was. This is a story that I just came across. It was posted 11 hours ago. Just there's so many of these friggin' I'm so sick of hearing these cases. So sick of it. Like there's too many resources, too many things you could do if you don't want your child for this shit to continue to happen. A 28-year-old mother in Montana is accused of fatally neglecting her special needs toddler, allegedly telling police she became quote unquote overwhelmed and just stopped bringing the 2-year-old food and water several weeks earlier. Nicole Boyer was taken into custody earlier this month and charged with one count of deliberate homicide in her young son's horrific death. The victim's The victim was said to be significantly disabled as he suffered from spina bifida, club feet, and hydrocephalus. So obviously, he had club feet, spina bifida, and hydrocephalus. He obviously wasn't able to get his own food and water. He wasn't able to care for himself. So he basically just laid there and had no choice. There's just too many, again, there's too many options. Call CPS and be like, hey, I don't want my kid. I can't do it. I'm overwhelmed. If nothing else, they'll help you get respite care, get home health care, something. According to the probable cause affidavit obtained by East Idaho News, deputies with the Beaverhead County Sheriff's Office responded to a call on October 16th about a deceased child at a residence in Lima, Montana, which is about 350 miles from west of Billings. The caller identified herself as Boyer, so she called herself, who said her son had been quote unquote sick for months and was now deceased. Upon arriving, excuse me. Upon arriving, first responders said Boyer made a statement to the effect of, just take me to jail. Deputies said they quickly observed the smell of decomposing human remains when they went inside the home, which was also covered in quote unquote trash and rotten food, as well as animal urine and feces. EMS directed deputies upstairs bedroom where they found the boy on a pile of laundry, bed sheets, trash, and other items on the floor next to the mattress. The child was covered up with a sweatshirt that Boyer later indicated belonged to her. The child appeared to be in an advanced state of decomposition. The bedroom where the boy was located was described as quote unquote filthy and had the air conditioner running, even though the temperature outside was about 44 degrees. So clearly, she was trying to keep the body cold, probably to try to lessen the smell. When questioned by police, she said she used to check on her son 3 to 4 times per day. First of all, you have a severely disabled child with spina bifida, club feet, and has hydrocephaly, and you're only checking on that child 3 to 4. I check on my animal more than 3 to 4 times a day. What do you mean? Well, first of all, I barely can get away from my animal, but I check on her more than 3 or 4 times a day just to make sure she's got water, food, and necessities. That's sad. Um, she said, but added that she did not remember the whole month of September before making several comments about needing to go to jail. As the questioning continued, Boyer said she kept the victim in a padded area of the upstairs bedroom and would typically set his food on the ground and let him army crawl to it when he was hungry. Oh, ooh, let me get in a room with this bitch. I'll make her crawl because she won't be able to walk when I'm done. Um, as his medical condition prevented him from walking. However, she said she became overwhelmed in August with caring for her 3 other children and her father. The situation allegedly continued to deteriorate in September. From the affidavit, Boyer said that at some point in September, she got overwhelmed and stopped caring for the child. When asked why, she stated that she didn't prioritize him. She stated, I believe I should have done more, and agreed that her lack of care led to her son's death. She stated, my lack of not paying attention and prioritizing other things over him led to him dying. Well, I'll say at least she's taking accountability for it. Damn. But it doesn't change that she's a monster for it. Because again, he had no other choice. Ugh. The mother then confirmed that she knew her son had been dead for some time due to her failure to care for him. Police wrote, Boyer said that she didn't know the last time she actually remembers her son eating and that she stopped giving him water sometime in September. Boyer was unclear whether she stopped giving food and water before or after he was deceased. When asked if he starved to death, Boyer said she didn't know. When asked if he froze to death, Boyer stated that she didn't think so. Boyer stated that she knew he had passed in September, but she had convinced herself that he was still alive. She didn't want to accept his death until that morning when she finally called the police on herself. Boyer is currently being held without bond and is scheduled to appear in court today. She was scheduled to appear in court. Ugh, so awful. I mean, you just think about that. I mean, your son has got all of these things wrong with him. And he's a miracle for even being alive. He is a miracle. He has hydrocephaly. Most of those children don't live very long. Did it say how old he was? Did I say how old he was? I don't remember that part. Yeah, if it says how old he was. See what it says. Oh, hold on one second. I was trying to see if anybody sees it, let me know. I was trying to see if this is the right video. No. Okay. Man. 2, I think. Okay. Even if you won't want to give your child away fully, you could organize some. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you when I say call CPS, he was 2. Okay, 2. I was like, did I read that part? When I say call CPS, you don't have to give up your child. Um, what I mean by call CPS is if you call CPS or you call the doctor or something, they can help you with resources. I know it's overwhelming. Caregiving is one of the hardest jobs out there because you do at times have to put that person above you and above your needs. And that's hard. Um, and a child with, that's medically complex like that, um, I get it. It's overwhelming. But that's why you get resources and you tell people and you say, listen, I'm overwhelmed. I love my child, but I'm overwhelmed and I just need a little help. That's why they have respite care. That's why they have home health care. And I guarantee you, he would have qualified for home health, where a nurse they would have probably paid a nurse to come sit with him for 8 hours, 12 hours a day to where she could have had that 8 or 12 hours a day to do whatever she wanted, to fill her own cup, so that when home health wasn't there, she was able to give to him what he needed. There are resources out there, but you have to be willing to ask for help. You have to be willing to say, hey, I can't do this. I'm not a trained professional. I'm overwhelmed. I love my child, but I just need a little help, you know? There's just no excuse. And like I said, you don't have to give up the child completely, but you can ask for help. And then if you don't want to do it at all, then you give up the child completely. You know, I'd much rather, I guess some people see that as like embarrassing or whatever, but that's when, as a mother, you have to put the child's needs and their best interest first. Whether it is, you can't be selfish and say, well, I can't care for my kid, but I don't want to give my kid up because I don't want somebody else taking care of my kid. No, I would much rather say, listen, I gave my child up for adoption because I knew I could not handle it and I was overwhelmed, than to say, I let my son starve to death and decompose in my house because I didn't want to ask for help. I mean, let's be real about it. Which one is which one's worse here? Um, because saying that, and again, not saying she had to give up her kid, but saying that you are overwhelmed and all of that, or saying, hey, I need to give this child up for adoption. Uh, that's way better. It's just selfish for people. I feel like that do that stuff. Like you'd rather him just badly rot, and that's the truth of it. You'd rather him do that than one, ask for help, or two, just say, hey, I can't do this. Probably a money thing. She's probably getting a disability check. That's why she didn't want to give up. There you go. That sounds good, but there are a lot of people that ask for help and don't get it. Well, Colette, in the case of this child, there would be no not getting help because that child is medically complex. So 100% that child would get help, whether that be in the form of respite care, whether that be in the form of home health care. There were definitely resources for that woman. Um, and again, not help, it comes in many forms. Not just financial help, but there were plenty of people, especially her living in Montana or in the United States. There's plenty of resources available, or again, she could have just relinquished care and said, I can't do it. So yeah. Friends and family need to speak up more when they see things like this going on. When my sister wasn't doing her job as a mom, I stepped up and took the kids from her. Valerie, yes. And I know it's hard because you don't want to, that's your sister, whatever the case. But trust me, the hurt of having to turn your family in or whatever will be less hurt than if you find out you did nothing. Yeah, I'm sure she did collect a check for him, which is even makes it even worse because again, that just shows that if that was the case, that just shows that the kid's best interest was never what she was thinking about. I was a mom at 16 and I would have never been so evil. My God, she should have gave him to someone that would have loved that little boy. Right, Nancy? I was a mom at 17. There's just no way. And I get there's a difference because obviously I had a healthy baby. She did not have a healthy baby. And I understand that having a child with club feet, spina bifida, and hydrocephaly is a lot, but I can almost guarantee that she knew, I would assume before she ever gave birth, that that child was going to have those things wrong with him. And I understand also that before having the child, you think, oh, well, that's my child. I could do that. I love my child. I'd do anything for my kid. But not everybody can do it. And it is overwhelming. And being a caregiver is awful. Playing with cords again. What? Did it do something? I was getting ready to share something and then I stopped to go back to a message. It is happening way too often. Way too often. All right, let's get into this next one. But yeah, I'd much rather respect somebody that say, "Hey, I can't do this. I'm overwhelmed. I need something. I need help, or I need to, give up care. I need to give this child to someone else because I just can't do it." But sadly, like many said, it was probably a check. And if it was a check, then I know for damn sure from my experience that if she was getting SSI for the child, which I guarantee you she was, if he had spina bifida, if he had all those things wrong with him, he probably got signed up in the hospital because he was probably in the NICU for a while. And if she had that check, that means 100%, pretty much, I'll say 100%, that that child could have gotten some type of home health or respite care, period. Um, that's just my opinion. All right, let's get into this. Again, no spoilers if you've seen this story before.
Identical twins are trying to pull a fast one. Samantha Peterson crashed into a horse-drawn buggy where the local Amish community shuns motor vehicles and modern technology. The accident left 2 children dead and injured 2 others.
Are they injured? Are they talking?
Oh yeah, there's one laying in the road even, and there's one over in the ditch.
Instead of owning up to what she had done, Samantha called her twin sister Sarah to rush to the scene of the accident. What happened next is something you only see in the movies. Samantha asked her twin to switch places with her and falsely tell police that she was the one behind the wheel when the tragedy occurred. Why the switch? Because 37-year-old Samantha Peterson was high on meth. They might have gotten away with it, except for this. The twins were placed in the backseat of a cop car, and audio captured them cooking up the plot to deceive detectives.
There's no way they would ever know the difference between the 2 of us.
Law enforcement had left the recording device on so that we were able to overhear them talking about how they were exchanging identities. At the scene, one of them had changed clothes so they would have very similar clothes.
Samantha also texted a coworker right after the crash. I just killed 2 Amish people. They were kids. I made Sarah come there and take the fall for it so I wouldn't go to prison. And she Googled, if you hit a buggy and kill 2 people, are you going to prison? Samantha has just pled guilty to criminal vehicular homicide.
County, where Samantha Jo Peterson learned her fate this afternoon. She was sentenced for her role in causing a fatal Amish buggy crash back in 2023 that took the lives of 2 children. ABC 6 News reporter Brandon Antony was in the courtroom as that sentence was handed down. He joins us live now from the Fillmore County Courthouse. And so, Brandon, what did the judge decide?
And Rachel, Samantha Peterson will spend the next 4 years behind bars and will also pay $40,000 in restitution to the victims' families. This comes after Peterson's defense attorneys argued for a lesser sentence due to the fact that she was compliant with law enforcement and claims Peterson has taken the correct steps in completing several rounds of inpatient and outpatient treatment. However, the judge says because she attempted to pin the crime on her sister on the day of the crash, those actions must be taken into account.
Actions have consequences. That is something that many people learn at a young age, and this is something that needs to be learned here and that message sent to society. Human life matters.
In addition to the 4 years she'll serve for the criminal vehicular homicide charge, at the same time she will serve just under 2 years for criminal vehicular operation. And Rachel, coming up tonight at 6, I will have reaction from.
Okay, so you guys heard that. She wrecked into a buggy, killed 2 people, and called her twin sister to come over and switch places with her, right? Then they got in the back of the cop car and decided that they were going to talk about it in the cop car, which I don't know why people do that. Why do they think that they can talk in the back of the cop car and think that the law enforcement is not going to hear what they had to say? So they get in the back of the cop car for whatever they said. And so really she got 6 years, but her sentencing, they're going to run all at the same time instead of consecutively. So they're going to run concurrent instead of consecutively. So technically, she's only going to do 4 years. And we all know, depending on what state she's in, she probably won't even do the 4 years. Her sister didn't get away either. Her sister actually got charged for 3 months for aiding and abetting. So 3 months to me does not sound like much.
There's no way they would ever know the difference between the two of us, so they can't tell.
Identical twins caught on camera masterminding a twisted plot to trade places and escape justice for killing 2 children.
Everybody always thinks it's me and you are the same person.
I reveal how investigators unraveled their lie and the punishment that each twin faces.
They said she would serve less than 2. Oh, goodness. See?
Bond became a secret weapon. Siblings, it can be very powerful and in some cases even dangerous.
Yeah.
For the identical twins that I'm going to tell you about, that unbreakable bond became a secret weapon that would land them in very hot water. A bold plan was initiated by 37-year-old Samantha Peterson to trade places with her twin sister Sarah when she got into a fatal crash on September 25th, 2023 in the town of Spring Valley. That's in Minnesota. It was later determined that Samantha was high on methamphetamine when she slammed into a buggy carrying Amish children.
Same, Vicky.
The crash took the lives of 2 Amish children. They were 7-year-old Wilma Miller and 11-year-old Irma Miller. The Miller siblings were on their way to school when they were hit. The 2 others, ages 9 and 13, survived their injuries and have since recovered, thank God. During the investigation, a crash reconstruction of the accident was created with all of the details from witnesses and victims. It was determined that the driver was traveling between 63 and 71 miles per hour at the time of the crash in an area where the speed limit was 55. The 4 children were riding in a 2-wheel buggy cart traveling south on the roadway when the driver clipped the side of it, causing the young passengers to fly into a nearby ditch. The way that the cart is designed, all of the children would have been sitting on the same seat. According to the oldest sibling driving the buggy, that cart was veering off and on the shoulder because of the soft shoulder, but she never saw an SUV coming. The pony guiding the cart was killed in the crash. Now, right after the collision, Samantha made 2 phone calls, one to her sister and the other to 911.
Need to take a deep breath. Help over me, and I don't know. And I feel so bad, and I don't know what to do. They're going to help you. They're going to help you. Okay. You want me to stay on the phone with you? Nope. Stay on the phone. Okay, my phone's about to die. Man, my phone might die on you. I understand, and if it does, we'll figure it out. Okay. You said County Road 1 and what? I said County Road 1 and by the church in Fillmore County, right on by the Spring Valley, Sumner Church. I want to know if she's okay. She's hurt, and I don't know. I don't know what to do.
911 emergency.
Hi, Olmsted with a transfer. My caller, I believe, hit a person in a buggy. County Road 1 by the church. Okay. I don't know why they're allowed on the road like this, and it's like I didn't see them over the hill. And then,
Okay. Yep, we've got another call on it. We've got help. You're up by the Sumner Center Church?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they injured? Are they talking?
Oh, yeah. There's one laying in the road even, and there's one over in the ditch, and I hope they're both okay, and I just don't know what happened. I can't do it.
Okay. Okay, we'll get help up there as soon as we can. Okay, ma'am?
Okay, I'll wait right here.
Okay.
Fillmore County deputies, they rush to the scene. As they're heading over, radio traffic notifies them of the latest development from the crash.
Chatfield ambulance to County 1 and County 102 North Spring Valley near the Sumner Center Church. Car was buggy, 4 possible injured. North Spring Valley, brakes started around the floor.
Now it's just after 8:30 a.m. when authorities arrive, and it's go time. A chaotic scene is exactly what these twins need to go undetected. Police are distracted by trying to clear the roadway and save lives.
What do you need, Scott? So, all right, so we're gonna turn her over, and I need help because we got
when the first ambulance gets here. The two that need care are the one on the road and the one young man here. They're viable.
So awful.
They have injuries, but they're viable.
Okay.
Even if you are not a journalist, staying on top of what's going on in the world is critical. But
Muted. You can't hear me? Hold on. Was I muted? I know. You should be able to hear me. Let's see. Yeah, there's sound.
these days, with all of the media bias and mistrust, it can feel nearly impossible to know what to actually believe. That's why I want to introduce you to our sponsor, Trustworthy. So if you were driving to facts when law enforcement arrived, now skip the drama, get the facts. Welcome back to Trustworthy Journalism. Now, according to the reports, both Peterson sisters were present when law enforcement arrived, and both were driving Toyota SUVs. The silver one was involved in the crash, and the black one was not. During all of the commotion, Deputy Sweeney's dash cam captures several exchanges between the twins that later become evidence against them. At one point, the report indicates that Deputy Coulott was looking for the driver involved in the accident when he was approached by a woman in a black light coat. Based on what we can see in the footage, that woman in the black light coat was Sarah. She was visibly upset and told him she was the driver.
Do you have a driver's license by chance on you? Or with you?
Yeah. I gotta go get it. I brought it over here. Yeah, I grabbed your wallet. I got their wallet from her.
Over there? Okay.
Now, when you first hear that, it doesn't sound suspicious at all, but why would the driver need to grab her ID from a car that wasn't involved in the accident? At this point, the twins' plan is in motion. Sarah is now acting as if she was the driver and tried her best not to raise any alarms when mentioning her ID is actually in another vehicle, which is likely why Samantha starts to chime in. Then dashcam captures a moment where the sisters are seen walking near the striking vehicle. Samantha is the female in the red shirt, black wristbands, and black shoes, while the female in the black jacket with glasses, long sleeves, and light-colored shoes is Sarah. This is where it gets interesting. 10 minutes later, dashcam captures one of the twins moving the black Toyota to a position in front of Deputy Sweeney's squad. She's seen exiting the vehicle and walking back across the street. So make your guess on who you think moved the car. I'll give you a clue. The red shirt is missing. However, the footwear and wrist bracelets.
I was just going to say she took her red shirt off so they would both have black on. That's awful.
Are still visible.
I'm sorry, I love my sibling, but there's no damn way. I would assume the reason they switched, not just she was probably scared to get in trouble, but I bet you this sister here is sober. And I bet she can pass a pee test and a blood test. And that's what I'm thinking they switched for because the sister had meth in her system.
And they appear to match those originally seen being worn by Samantha. A few minutes later, the sisters cross in front of the squad. This time, Sarah is seen holding some sort of black fabric item in her left hand. First responders load the last of the victims into the ambulance, so investigators are finally able to talk with the driver, or so they thought. Sarah is answering the questions as if she was driving.
First off, how are you?
I'm not okay.
Okay. Do you need any first aid attention or anything? Did you take a hit from the airbag?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. All right. So, tell me what happened then today, Sarah.
I was driving this way, and I didn't see him, and I hit him.
Okay. How far into the roadway do you think they were to where your vehicle's parked now? Were they?
It's like they were like a little bit more farther over.
Okay.
This way.
All right. Where are you heading today?
Home.
All right. Coming from where?
From Rochester.
What was up in Rochester this morning?
I had to stop to my work. I work at Hy-Vee, and I'm going to tell you I'm on federal probation right now. Okay. And I know.
We're not going to worry about that already.
Wait a second. So she's on federal probation and decided to take the rap for her sister? I mean, did she think, shit, I may be going to prison anyway. Who gives a shit? Let me do a little bit extra time for my sister. You chose the one on probation? Again, she's clean, I bet, because she's on probation. She's probably getting drug tested. There you go. That's probably the only reason she's clean is because she has to be.
I'm okay. I just got out of prison in May, and I know this is something I have to contact my probation officer about.
Eventually.
Okay.
Eventually. And when did you get this temporary issued?
In May.
Okay. You don't have a hard card yet? All right. That vehicle there belongs to your sister?
They both do, yeah.
All right.
Shit.
Mine's in the shop right now.
Twins?
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of noticed some resemblance there.
Deputy Culotte takes note that these women are identical twins, and we can confirm the woman speaking is Sarah because she was on federal probation at the time.
They look different. Even when you look at them, like on camera maybe, but they have like their body sizes are different to me. Now in picture, they do look very similar, but when they're on the body cam, I mean, I can tell they're two women that both have blonde hair, but to me, even in the all black, they look very different to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just, but again, emotions are high. They have two babies laying there. Well, they had four babies laying there in the road, two of which are no longer with us. I can understand where they're not probably thinking that these chicks switch places.
Time for a drug charge. This is important because it could go to the motive.
There you go.
On why Sarah was willing to take the fall for Samantha.
I know this seems a little unrealistic, but am I going to miss work?
For the foreseeable future, for a bit here, yes.
Okay.
Okay. We'll have some stuff we're going to need to visit about and navigate this. At this point, I know there is one person that is deceased.
I know, and I feel so terrible.
It's an awful thing that happens, and it happens in a blink of an eye. And that's just kind of how it works. So.
Also, there were people that talked about the parents because apparently the kid that was driving was 13, I believe. I don't think there was a parent in the buggy. I think they were driving the buggy to school. And I think they said it was like 13 and 9 were the two that survived. And then the other two were the younger ones that passed away. And all four of them would have been on one seat. So it would have just been one seat across the thing. all 4 of them on the seat, and then the oldest is, has the reins to the horse, which also the pony passed away as well. I would assume she's asking about work, trying to ask about jail without asking about jail. So I don't think she's necessarily worried about work. I think she's trying to fish and see if she's going to go to jail today. Because obviously, if he says, "Oh yeah, you'll be fine to go to work at 6 o'clock," then she knows, okay, cool, I'm not going to jail. So I doubt she's worried about it. But it was interesting also, she was in jail for a drug charge. So her probation was most definitely drug testing her. And it sounds like I have to look to see when this actually, what month it was. She only been out like 3 months or something. So I'd say she's still clean at this point.
I was paying attention to the road, and it
happens in a heartbeat. And
I just didn't see him right away. And
sure, it's a small buggy, and I understand those things. So I will be right back with you. Okay, sit tight.
The deputy leaves the sisters alone, but the digital recorder, it's still on.
Are you in trouble or something? No, I don't know what's going on. What do you say? I don't have nothing in your car, do you? There's like weed, but it's my...
Oh my God. This chick's on federal probation. So I didn't even know that part. I haven't watched this actual. I had watched the other one that I made and posted, but I have not watched this one. But I thought, oh, well, maybe they didn't, they're just not up on like law enforcement, or maybe they've never been in trouble or anything like that. Maybe they don't watch TV, like these kind of things. But clearly she knows that the officer just interviewed her, and that's going to be on tape. Obviously, their interviews are usually always, if it's not body cam, it's recorded. Secondly, you're in a police car. So my first thought would be like, oh yeah, anything I say in this bitch, they probably can hear it. And then you're in trouble. You're on federal probation, and you're talking about, oh, I don't know, they'll never figure it out. Like, y'all are dumb for that shit. Real dumb. She's like, oh, you got anything in your car? Like, they're giving everything away. That's like talking on a damn prison phone call and not thinking it's going to get recorded.
Car. Not weed, but it's like weed roaches, but it's my car. And weed's legal. But why? I think that one guy's on to me, but I don't really care. I think that one guy's on to me, but I don't really care. Why? What did you say? Yeah, you the driver's like, no. Nope. What do you say? Huh? What do you say? Oh, okay. That's all I said, but they can't say nothing. Huh? I just wish that that you were in... That one cop was like... Did she just get out of prison for meth trafficking? I'm like, yes, but she's been sober for 4 years. I told him that right away that I just got out of prison. I know, I feel... Who asked that? That one, a plainclothes officer. He'll be alright. I told him, I was like, I just got...
Okay, so the one that's taking the rap for it, that didn't actually do it, has been clean for 4 years, and she got a meth charge. She's been clean for 4 years because that's probably how long she was in prison. She just got out. And her sister, how convenient, the sister she's taking the rap for happens to be on, ding, 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 meth. But yes, they said that she was going between 63 and 71 miles per hour when she struck the buggy. And this was in Fillmore County, Minnesota. The speed limit on the road was 55. And this occurred September 25th, 2023. So she had gotten out in May. So June, July, August, September. So yeah, 4 months. So right over 3 months. So 4 months she'd been out of prison.
I said, I have to call my PO about this.
Hey, West Coast.
Huh? I said, I told him, cool out. I was like, I just got out of prison. What did he say? He's like, we'll talk about that later. He's like, it's not that big of a deal. It was an accident. It's not illegal. I mean, you didn't do anything wrong. I mean, it was an accident. You're fine.
You didn't do anything wrong. Isn't that the one that did it? Like they keep switching back and forth, like they're trying to talk like they're supposed to, but then when they forget, I think they're in the cop car. Oh my god.
Why they make it seem like it's gotta be like a criminal investigation, you know? It's an accident. I can't believe that. You know what I'm saying? There's no way they would ever know the difference between the two of us, so they can't tell.
Wow. Yes, India. Wow.
I just think that you're. I know, but everybody always thinks it's me and you are the same person. Like, well, yeah, you just got out of prison. It's annoying, you know?
So there you have it, an admission caught on tape directly from Sarah. But investigators, they're not going to hear that until much later in the investigation when they review the tapes. When Deputy Culotte returns, Sarah tries to help Samantha make a smooth exit.
Can she go? Oh, yeah, that's right.
She can get a hold of you if need be, right? You got the numbers and everything, so you can...
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Are you leaving with her? I don't know. Is she leaving with you, or should I wait around?
It's not...
I'll wait around. I'm going to wait.
Wait for him just a little bit.
Okay, because, like...
Yeah.
This ain't... You're not in trouble or anything, are you? This is an accident?
Well, it's an accident with a fatal involvement.
Right.
So there's
yeah.
there's a lot of stuff to navigate.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, I'm going to go wait up here.
Now, it's standard for EMS to check out victims of a traffic accident. So first responders actually check on the driver.
I didn't see it.
Sarah. Nice to meet you, Sarah. My name's Mason. Do you hurt anywhere? No? Okay, are you okay if I just quickly check
Nick.
you? Yeah. Okay. Any pain in your neck? No. Collarbones?
Oh yeah, I'm sure that I'm not saying there's a state law. I mean, it's a buggy with a horse, you know. So of course it's not probably under the law. I'm just saying that there are people that are saying like, why would you let a 13-year-old drive your other kids to school and all these things, but they don't realize those. I think those are people that don't realize the way of life that Amish live. And a 13-year-old Amish kid, this is just my opinion, because I don't have facts to back it up. But in my opinion, a 13-year-old Amish kid is probably more responsible than most 18-year-olds. As far as what they do daily, they have chores, they do, they're very responsible. And again, it's a buggy with a horse. But you're out there with all these vehicles and they can do damage. I mean, look what happened. But yeah, Nick, I agree. It's probably going 71 and then 63 upon the crash.
Anywhere else?
No.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Hey, don't be afraid to go get checked out, okay?
Okay.
I'm sorry about this happened.
It's something I have to live with the rest of my life. I feel completely terrible.
It wasn't your fault.
Yeah, it was. All right, thank you.
What was your name?
Sarah.
Sarah? Okay. Sarah, you take it easy. We're going to let you be, all right? We're going to wrap up and get our truck back to town.
It's not a shock that Sarah was medically cleared of any injuries. She's fine, given she wasn't in the car at the time of the crash. But at this point, police are just investigating a traffic accident.
I'm sure they're just going to, like, drive you and drop them like job, so, and then send you over.
Yeah. I killed somebody, Sam.
I know, but yeah, I know. You'll be alright.
It was an accident.
I know it was an accident.
Why is this happening?
You okay?
I'd understand if I was still using or if I was under the influence, that I wouldn't, you know what I mean? But
I get it. Okay.
Oh my God, I guarantee you she knew her sister was using. Guarantee it. Especially if she's going to take the rap for it, she definitely knows her sister's using.
But I've been sober for 3 years and I just said this
You're okay, Sarah. This
stuff isn't supposed to happen.
I know. Oh, I know what you mean.
And then he goes and says to me, this was God's plan. And I'm like, this can't be.
I don't.
No, the Amish guy said that to him.
Damn. That's crazy. How crazy is it to hear the one who actually did it comforting the sister who didn't do it? And she's like, "Oh yeah, I know what you mean." Like, you did it. Of course, what? Of course you know what she means.
Yeah, they have a different view on life, and
Who is Deborah?
they're very forgiving, and I've been involved in 3 other buggy crashes, and that's usually what they say, but it's hard to grieve, and
I just think that they're unsafe on the road, No,
they were all kids.
And I feel the one driving was a kid.
They were all children. I just don't know where else they would be able to drive their Amish buggies, you know what I mean? This is pretty much it.
The one driving was a kid.
Were they in the road?
They were a little bit farther over from where you are, where your truck is.
I'm pretty sure because they said they would all be on the same seat. So.
They were.
It was this way.
You just clipped them? Oh, okay.
Yep, India. Oh. Right, Lady D?
He said that I was going to be criminally charged, so I told him I didn't want to answer questions without a lawyer.
That's smart. Anybody would do that. You mean know that it was an accident?
I want to be cooperative.
Yeah, I know you can, but you still should.
Now they're acting like they know there's now they're switched back. Now they act like they know there's recording in there. It's like, damn, girl. Yeah, West Coast.
That's what anybody would say. It's smart.
Right. Yeah.
If they're criminally charged.
like I said, that's the reason I read you that, is I want you to understand everything and be forthcoming, and that's what I'm not trying to hide anything from you, and that's why I did that.
And I'm not trying to hide anything from you either. And
completely understand, like your sister said.
Is it like a criminal charge or like a driving charge?
Well, both are the same.
Okay, but it's not like nothing super bad.
She's just worried about me going back to prison,
I know. I can't answer any of those questions for you. I'm not the prosecuting attorney.
You'll be just fine. It was an accident.
You can start to sense some hesitation from the twins based on their previous encounters with law enforcement.
Tried to cooperate last time, and it just screwed you over.
That's all I did was cooperate last time, and they sent me to prison.
See, she's starting to second guess. But I think, like Lady D said, at first she thought because she's sober, so she's completely sober, unlike her sister. She doesn't, it was an accident. They thought, okay, I'm going to get to leave the scene. It was a horrible accident, and that'll be it. I'm on probation, but again, it was an accident. And I guarantee you the reason she felt that way is because her sister was probably telling her, like, obviously she sounds like the lead ringer. The ringleader out of the two of them. So she was probably telling her, like, girl, you'll get off. Like, it's an accident, the whole time she was on her way. But you can start to hear now she's like, all I did last time was cooperate and I went to prison.
Completely understand.
And I know my past charge sounds extreme.
I have no. Well, I don't know any of those things.
He's not biased. He's not
I have nothing that is telling me that.
Well, the plainclothes officer asked her if I had been to prison.
Girl, shh. If they would have just kept their mouth shut, and I'm glad they talked, because obviously that's fucked up that that girl's high and they switched and stuff. But had they been quiet and not said anything, this would be a completely different outcome. If they would have been completely quiet, got a lawyer, they would have probably got off on it.
For trafficking meth. And
it was a bad, the whole situation was not, she was in the bad place, wrong spot, wrong time, and she got screwed.
And this is a different time.
And you are not that person that they charged you with in prison, Sarah.
I know.
Love you.
Love you too.
At this point, the interview, it's basically wrapped up, but the digital recorder picks up another suspicious exchange between the sisters.
Oh my God. sorry. It's alright. It's not your fault. Well, kind of, not really. You know what I mean? It was an accident. As long as you're okay. They're not okay. I meant physically. It's not the first time an Amish buggy's been hit on this road. I've seen somebody hit an Amish buggy on this road before. He just said this is the first time he's happened to him in so long, and he's had an accident with a deceased person. I know. You'll be okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Minnesota State Patrol conducts a full traffic accident investigation, and deputies search the damaged SUV. They find burned marijuana cigarette blunts, which prompted a drug recognition expert to reconstruct the accident.
Wow.
Sarah participated in field sobriety tests on scene, and based on Deputy Meyer's observations, he applied for a search warrant for her blood. Sarah was transported to the deputy's office to perform the blood draw. Sarah's blood kit was sent to the Minnesota BCA lab for testing. So remember how Sarah originally told police she was on her way back from her office when she got into the crash? Well, investigators head to her workplace in Rochester to confirm her attendance and obtain video documentation. But instead, her manager had incriminating text messages to share. Those text messages show that one was sent that says, "What can do to help?" from the manager. There was another one that was received that stated, like, "I'm not myself. I'm in shock right now." Another one was sent by Sarah that said, "Sam, how can I get you some help?" That was again from the manager. That would be Sarah. Then she received a text message that said, "I'm trying to get into treatment. If I don't make it, thanks for everything and not judging, even though you pry. Think I'm such a bad person, but I'm having a hard time being okay. So who knows what will happen to me anymore." With this information, police discovered that there was a potential driver switch and drafted a search warrant to secure Samantha Peterson's phone. But it didn't stop there. Court documents also indicate what she searched on Google in the hours after the crash. After the crash, Samantha searched, "What happens if you get in an accident with an Amish buggy and kill 2 people?" That was followed up by how to lock an iPhone the cops have. Then, can they check your iPhone if you're in an
People. Why are people, I mean, first of all, they were dumb and dumber to talk in a friggin' police car and incriminate themselves. Then you're going to Google search on your phone some bullshit like this? Like, I'm sorry, but this happened in 2023, not 1996. Like, that's when the internet came out, I think. But you get what I'm saying. Like, have people not, maybe it's because I follow true crime and I watch all of this stuff. Maybe that's why I think it's like should be common knowledge that your phone does like everything you do, whether people, they get me with the Snapchat thing, thinking Snapchat just disappears out of thin air, out of your digital footprint. Like Snapchat one gets me every time. I'm like, it can definitely be pulled up for sure. If you've not looked through like Facebook and Snapchat and stuff, if you look on, there's like a thing where cops can send in for a legal issue and subpoena everything that you've said and done online. So maybe it's just me that thinks that, but yeah, we don't do May in here, Nick. Maybe that's me that thinks that because I watch all this true crime stuff. I don't know, but I just feel like that should be freaking common knowledge at this point. But I will be back to do malarkey
accident
later.
and kill people? If you hit a buggy and
I
kill
know,
2
Sherry.
people, are you going to prison? Car accident and killing 2 people without insurance. How do you clear your
Without
iPhone
insurance.
locations from iCloud? And then finally, if you get in an accident without insurance, is it your fault? The day after the crash, Samantha was brought down to the station for a blood draw.
Damn,
The
didn't have
examination of
insurance.
her blood indicated the presence of methamphetamine, delta-9 THC, and the metabolite thereof in her system. When the truth finally came out, Fillmore County Sheriff DeGeorge announced the charges against Samantha in a news conference. She pleaded guilty to criminal vehicular homicide under the influence and criminal vehicular operation under the influence. For Sarah's involvement, she was sentenced to 3 months in jail, which court records indicate she did complete already, and 4 years probation. And those poor little girls who were killed, their family are left to mourn them and remember them. Such a senseless tragedy.
Ugh. Such a senseless tragedy for sure. Right, that's the thing, BB. That's why I said earlier, I'm glad they were this dumb because I really think that they would have gotten right. They were identical, Kelsey. They're identical twins. But again, on that scene, I feel like the way their hair was done, their glasses, all the things. But again, it's a tragic scene. These officers aren't looking at them like, like that. I don't think. I think they were more worried about the children, four children laying in all different parts of the road. I think that was where their focus was. And so it's easy to look back on the film and be like, well, damn, they look completely different. Um, Even when she had that red shirt on, like she showed up on the scene with a red shirt on, which is why she took the shirt off, obviously. But yeah, missed what part? Which part? Yeah, Keisha, that I never get that either. I'm like, so you went and did a whole like red rum and you took your phone. Not only did you take your phone with you, but you took it all the way. Like this 2020 episode I just watched that was in Myrtle Beach, and it was the coroner of Horry County, and he went to the friggin' local Walmart, or no, I'm sorry, local Lowe's, and bought cinder blocks, a tarp, and the what are they called? Like hatchet straps things, like you can like click them down, whatever those are things are called, and that's exactly what the body floated up 37 days after the dude went missing. It floated up with those exact center blocks, those straps, and that tarp. And he's on surveillance video with his, $300 shoes and suit pants and little polo, just wheeling the buggy up there. Only thing he bought was he bought a Coke, a Diet Coke Zero, center blocks, tarp, and the ratchet strap things, whatever they're called, and used his credit card to buy them all. And he's the coroner, and he doesn't know that it doesn't you could put a million cinder blocks on a body, and when you put it in water, after so long, when decomposition sets in, it's going to raise to the top. I guess he thought gators would eat it or something. I'm not sure. But even if what gators do is they take something like that and they hide it, and like they'll put it under a rock or something like that until it's time for them to eat or whatever. Um, and then eventually things start popping to the top. But as a coroner, I thought, damn, he should have known no matter. And he had those little skinny center blocks that you put around your like garden or whatever. It wasn't even the big fat center blocks. But he should have known it's like literally putting a helium balloon in the water. It's going to pop to the top when those gases fill up in the body. Like it will always float. Right. It will always float up one day, no matter what. That Pepsi will get you caught. Yeah, it was hey, his problem was he did a Diet Coke Zero and not a Pepsi. That was his problem. With cameras being everywhere, it'd be hard to get away with anything these days. Yeah, I mean, he just strolled up in that Lowe's and bought that stuff like he was never going to get found out. And he was having an affair. He was the coroner, so he was driving a state vehicle, which everybody should know a state vehicle is going to have GPS on it, right? So they can log where you are and all that good stuff. And then he was dating or having an affair on his wife with um, his mistress. She was a body transporter. And so she was driving a transport van, which also had GPS. So they were able to track their moves, and find out like where all they had went and stuff. Shit was crazy. But he told on her, he ended up getting 20 years and she ended up getting, I think, life. Worst ex ever on that. Yeah, I've seen a couple of those episodes on there. That's why it's a constitutional right. People are, yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of True Crime Tuesday. I had to share that with you guys because they just got sentenced. And so the girl that actually did the crime, she got 4 years. She got two sentences, 4 years and 2 years. She is only doing 4 because the sentences are going to run concurrent, and she probably won't do 4. She'll probably do around 2, maybe a little less than 2, depending on good behavior and all that stuff. And her sister, the one that tried to take her place, she got 3 months and 4 years probation, and she already did her 3 months. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you again on Thursday for more true crime. And if you come back from Malarkey, I will see you soon. So I'll make a scheduled live, and it won't be long. So I'll see you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed this episode of True Crime Tuesday with your host, me, Feminine and Fierce. I will see you Thursday. Bye. Oh, you're welcome, Sharita. I'm glad you guys are entertained with it. True crime is definitely a passion of mine for sure. So definitely come back on Thursday